So I hope in the coming week, we will be able to meet personally. I hope so. And I would be able to see you once again. Okay. So I hope the exams went on well. And now you see, almost mid of the year has reached now. Now you have to move in view of +2. Now you have to move in view of +2 level. Our attitude towards studies, our mind towards studies, everything should be in view of +2. A step up is made, step up. You have to think with a higher order so that you will be able to cope with the +2 portions syllabus. So anyway, I hope you will be doing it. Krishnadi, how are you? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Mama is all right. Okay. Aparna, how are you? Fine.
Fine, sir.
Fine, fine, fine. Pavitra, are you all right? Kevin, how are you, man? Parents are all right? Dad is okay? Okay, okay,
Sir.
okay. Okay. Sanam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice, nice. Okay. Now today we are going to see the lesson from snapshots. Renga's marriage. Snapshot. Renga's marriage. It is a simple lesson. Simple lesson based on the state of Karnataka. Karnataka, an Indian story. Indian story. Written by Venkadesha Iyengar. Written by Venkadesha Iyengar. Let us straight away enter the story. Renga, the accountant's son, is one of the rare breed among the village folk. We all are rare breeds. We are all rare breed in the village folk. So here, Renga is a rare breed. That means not like the other village people. He is something different. He is something different. Renga, the accountant's son, is one of the rare breed among the village folk who has been to the city to pursue his studies. So the village people go to the village school, government school, for their primary studies, for their school studies. But Ranga, an accountant's son, he did his studies in the city. Do you remember any parallel story? Grandmother, the grandson was taken to the city school. Formerly, when he was in the lower classes, he was in the village school. He went to the temple school. While going to the school and coming back, he was playing with the dogs. He was playing with the dogs like village boys. But when he goes to the city school, he is going by school bus. He has a standard. He does not look at the poor people of the village. That is what is called a rare breed. After studying in the city school, and once upon a time he comes back to the village children will say, what? Village people will not have, boys will not have shirt or banyan. That those children may have trousers, and he comes in pants and shirt and shoes. Till last year he was with us. Now he is a rare breed. Do you understand? So here he has been to the city to pursue his studies. When he returns to his village from the city of Bangalore, the crowds mill around his house, gather around his house. Here, mill around means gather around his house to see whether he has changed or not. So people come and see whether any change is there or not, whether he has got 2 noses, whether he has got 4 ears, any physical changes had happened or not. This is the thing. When his ideas about marriage are now quite different. Why? So this, you see, when you study this lesson, you have to go back to around 60 years back, 50 to 60 years back to Indian villages. You have to go back. So when nowadays, you see, I tell some stories and I will begin the story. Then I can read it. You will get the idea what is behind. I think here, those who are sitting here, I think more than 80% students' parents are there in abroad. And many of the students are here making trip to Dubai and Cochin. Once in a month, like that trip. Am I right? It is a easy going trip for you. If you get the ticket, you will go to Dubai and you will come back by yourself. Before 60 years or 50 years, if I want to go to Mala, somebody has to take me to Mala. That was the difference. You are rare breed. I am an old breed, isn't it? That's the difference. Anish, you are a rare breed. You can travel from Perumbavoor to Dubai and Dubai to Perumbavoor by alone. Am I right? If you get a ticket, he will get the taxi. He will go to Cochin airport. He will check in. He will enter the air. I don't know how to enter the aeroplane. I am a poor man. I do not know how to travel in an aeroplane. When I get a chance to travel in an aeroplane, I will come and meet you how to behave in the aeroplane. So you people are of rare breed, as it is told in the book. So when we were studying in the school, at that time from our village, there were some people, very few people, maybe 3 or 4 people were working in Dubai. Dubai. At that time, when we hear Dubai means something great, wherever it is also great. And they comes home once in 3 years. Once he flies, after 3 years only, he comes. Even somebody dies, he may not be able to come on time. Such a distant area. So when he comes home after 3 years, we look at him. How is he? Cooling glass, coat, suit, and everything. Some changes. And we go to him, stand a little far away, and we hear, Dubai, yes. Clear now? That was an experience about 50 years ago. Even I remember, nowadays, film shootings are going on, isn't it? Shootings. Nowadays, film stars are walking along the road and, yes, Mammootty is going. Okay, whatever. It is a common person, isn't it? Maybe a celebrity, but he is a common person. Mohanlal, a common person. Dilip, a common person. Then, I don't know, only these many names I know. I don't know other names. Your stars, I don't know. So, when I was in small classes, I think 7th or 8th, nearby my house, there was a shooting. The name of the film, I remember that. The name of the film was Azhagulla Selina. Old film, Krishna, old film. Before your birth, it was there, isn't it? I think it is in 1970s. Shooting was done. I don't know whether it was released or not. I don't know. I don't know at that time where the releasing and shooting and production. Yeah, I don't know anything about Alagulla Selina. So shooting was going on in Chenamangalam near my house. So the chief character was Vincent, some film star Vincent. So we went there to see, not to see shooting. We want to see the film star Vincent. Oh, some great man. We went there. After some shooting, there was a break. So the film star was sitting inside an old house. So he was sitting on a chair near the window. And one window was open, one was closed. And he was sitting there and he was using the hand fan like this. There was no fan, electric fan at that time. He was using the hand. He was sitting there. So we people made a line, long queue to see him. Very disciplined. We stood in line and we went there. Through the window, we made a glance. We went. Clear now. It was something great. And to see a film star by eyes, it is very great. It was a time, you have to think about that time, when Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was there, when she came in Trichur. I traveled a lot to see the Prime Minister of India. Only once. More than half a kilometer far away, I had a glance of white sari, that's all, and sound. I was satisfied. It was a time. What I say is that you have to understand the meaning of rare breed here. Renga went to Bangalore for his studies. Do you got the point? So that is why very often I tell you, you are spending your lot of time in watching movies. I am not against, I'm not saying that, because I know if I say you don't watch movies, you will. If I say don't watch one movie, you will see two movies. You are very obedient children. You are very obedient in disobedience, isn't it? Huh? You are very obedient in disobedience. Sir, whatever may be, we should be obedient, isn't it? At least we are obedient in disobedience. Very accurate. So you spend some time. At times, go to the Google and watch Kerala villages, Indian villages 50 years ago. You will be able to learn a lot. Not only villages, the science 50 years ago, Indian science 50 years ago, ISRO 50 years ago, Cochin 50 years ago. Now you see Cochin at present. 50 years ago, how was it? This is the way to learn and from experience. Every future is based on the past. So you should know about the past. So here, Renga was sent to Bangalore for his studies. So after studies, when he comes to his village, the village children, very poor children, they were looking at him as a rare breed, a strange man. And they look at him from foot to hair. Is there any change? Is there any change? People crowded, children milled around him, crowded around him. So let us see now. Now, you see, his ideas about marriage are now quite different. Or why? So now he has a different idea about marriage. So in the early villages, what is there? When the children are 8 years old or 10 years old, the marriage is done. And husband and wife will live in their own houses because they are children. When they become grown up, they will go to their own house. Clear now. Marriages were done. That was the old custom, Aparna. That was the old custom. Child marriage. Yeah, when I was in North India, I could see 8 years, 10 years children are already married. They are using sinduram on their forehead and they are but Kochi is with Amma. When the child becomes 16 years or 15 years or 18 years, then she goes to husband's house. That was the custom prevailing in the early villages. But here, after returning from, Kevin, we are talking about Karnataka, Bangalore, okay? So after returning from Bangalore city, Ranga had a different opinion about the marriage. That is why the name of the lesson is given Ranga's marriage. Clear now? So with this view, let us come to the lesson. This is what is called. From this view, you will get the connotations. In this way, you have to think differently while we study the lesson. When you see this title, some of you may ask, Ranga's marriage? Why not Ranganatha Vivaha or Ranganatha Vijaya? Why don't we say? The early period in Karnataka, they were using these kind of terms. Well, yes, I know. I could have used some other mouth-filling one like Jagannatha Vijaya or Girija Kalyana. All these are synonyms for marriage. All these are synonyms for marriage. Similar words. But then, this is not about Jagannatha's victory or Girija's wedding. It is about our own Ranga's marriage, and hence no fancy title. So here we are talking about our own Ranga and his marriage. That is why there is no such a fancy name for the marriage. It is clearly written as Ranga's marriage. Ranga's marriage. Hossahalli, it is a village in Karnataka near Bangalore. Hossahalli in Karnataka, many hallis are there. If you go to Tamil Nadu, there will be many petas and palayams. These are particular terms. When you go to Tamil Nadu, you will see Maridampeta, Mukkuvampeta, Mettupalayam, Maridampalayam, like that. All the names of places will be ending with either Peta or Palayam, like that, or Pudur, like that. If you go to Tamil Nadu. If you go to Karnataka, many villages will be ending with the Halli, not Kalli. Don't call Kalli, Halli. Okay, Halli. So here the village is Hossahalli, underline, Hossahalli is our village. Hossahalli is our village. You must have heard of it. I think you must have heard of it. No. What a pity. If you had not heard about, if you haven't heard about Hossahalli, what a pity. 50% of your life is lost, Krishna. If you didn't hear the term Hossahalli, 50% of your life is lost. So, Hossahalli is our village. You must have heard of it because it is a famous village. If you didn't hear, what a pity. What should I say? But it is not your fault. It is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. I won't blame you. If you don't know the name Hosahalli, don't worry. I won't blame you because the name Hosahalli is not marked in the geographical map. In the geographical map of India, Hosahalli is not marked. If it is not marked, how can you know it? How will you be able to know it? You will not be able to know it. So, you must have heard of it. No, what a pity. But it is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. In any geography book. Those sahibs in England, those sahib we have studied. Sahib means sir. Hindi word, sahib, sir, master. Those masters of English, those masters of England, those masters of Britain, English people. Those sahibs in England, writing in English, will they write in Malayalam? It is a kind of mocking. It is a kind of sour taste towards English people. It expresses a kind of dislike towards them. Those sahibs, isn't it? Those sahibs, those masters in England who writes only in English probably do not know that such a place exists and so make no mention of it. You see, those Bada Sahib, those great masters of England, though they make the map, though they make the geographical sketch, they draw the world map, they draw the map of India, they draw the map of states of India, they draw the map of Karnataka, they draw the map of Bangalore. They do not know anything about Hosahalli. They are ignorant of our village. If they do not know, how can they draw? Because they are the people who make geographical map. Can you tell me why the masters of English, why the people of England make the geographical chart of India? Can you tell anyone? Those who study history. Why the people of England make the geographical map of the world? Why? Can you tell me the reason? Can anyone tell? Think, Abhilash, think, guess. Can anyone tell? At that time, who has the authority to draw the sketch of world map? Who has the authority to draw the sketch of India? You see, about 70, 80 years ago, the whole world was under the power of Britain. Commonwealth, isn't it? All the countries were British colonies. Do you understand? India was under British rule. So, whatever is to be implemented in India, it will be prepared there in England, and it comes to India. So, India's map would be made by English people because they know it belongs to whom, it belongs to whom. This is an indirect way of mocking the British rule. Clear now? This is connotation what I'm saying. This is the way you have to understand literature. Through the writings. Through the writings. Pranav, do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Through these sentences, the author mocks at the mentality of British people, making the poor people of other countries as slaves. That is why it is written there. The geographical map of India was made by the Englishmen in England, sitting in England. How can those people know about our Hosahalli? Clear now? If it was Bangalore, if it was New Delhi, if it was Kolkata, if it was Chennai, if it was Mumbai, they might be knowing. Who knows about Hosahalli? Hosahalli is our loving village, but it is unknown to those people of English. And if they do not know about Hosahalli, how will they mark Hosahalli in the map? And if they do not mark Hosahalli in the map, that map was given to you for your studies, and you won't see Hosahalli in the map. If you do not see in the map, how will you be able to know anything about Hosahalli? So I do not want to blame you, Krishna Gandhi, because he does not know about Hosahalli. I don't blame you because it was not in the map. It is not your fault. It is the fault of the one who had made the map. Clear now? Clear now? So this is what is called indirect way. So you see, the Sahibs, underline, the Sahibs in England, and double underline, writing in English. What is the need of saying English people are writing in English? If I say to Kevin Koshi or some other people here, you are a Malayali, and he is writing in Malayalam, well, meaningful, isn't it, Kevin Koshi? If you are writing Malayalam without mistakes, I will say Kevin Koshi is writing in Malayalam, being a Malayali, because he does not know how to write in Malayalam. Am I right? Many of you, not only, I just call out his name. Many of you, Abhilash, if I ask you to write in Malayalam properly, will you be able to write? I don't think so. I don't think so. But a man, an Englishman, writing in English, it is really mocking at him. The Englishman, the Sahibs in England, writing in English, probably do not know that such a place exists, and so make no mention of it. Our own people too forget about. Even Indians, even Bangaloreans, even Karnataka people forget about Hosahalli. Why should I blame these English people then? I do not know anything about Hosahalli, then why should I blame Krishna Gandhi not knowing about Hosahalli? So Krishna Gandhi is asking at home. Josisa does not know anything about Hosahalli. And he is saying that I do not know anything about Hosahalli. Okay, he himself says, you see, our own people too forget about it. You know how it is. They are like a flock of sheep. Underline. Our people are like a flock of sheep. Can you tell something about the flock of sheep? Why it is called our people are like a flock of sheep? Can anyone tell? Can anyone explain that usage? Our people are like a flock of sheep. Let there be mistake, no problem. You try to explain. Give me some meaning. Sandra, can you give Nestle? For last 6 months, Nestle has very weak network issue. So I will try to connect. Which is your network? Nestle? BSNL.
No.
Idea.
Idea.
My number is Idea also. I get very good connectivity.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. I use an Idea Wi-Fi. So today I will write a letter to Idea company manager. Reach network to Nestle. Direct connection. One antenna, one satellite will be kept for you so that you may be able to attend the classes only for 1 week itself. Okay. So can anyone say why it is written there? Why it is written there? People are compared to a flock of sheep. Rahul, can you tell me? You should know the nature of the people. You should know the nature of the flock of sheep. Salian, can you tell me some idea? Let there be mistake. Let there be wrong. No problem. You see, flock will not take its own decision. Have you seen the flock of sheep? Hundreds and hundreds together it will travel. It may look down. They move touching each other. Close, they will move straight. And the man, the shepherd, the man who takes care of those hundreds of maybe 500 or 700 sheep, he just simply walk behind the sheep with a stick. Sometimes he makes a sound like that. Nothing will be shown and told. This flock will be moving peacefully, quietly, without any diverted route. Clear now? They blindly follow the instruction of the shepherd. They have no own route other than the route given by the shepherd. Clear now? This is the nature of sheep. Under the rule of British people, in British colonies, the village people do not have their own activities. What is told, they have to do it. A kind of slavery. Clear now? Clear now? So the nature of poor people in the British colonies are compared to a flock of sheep. That is why it is written there. You see, you know how it is. They are like a flock of sheep. One sheep walks into a pit, the rest blindly follow it. Underline. One goes and falls into the pit. The next one also falls. If they are intelligent, thinking ones, they would wait there, stop there, but they are flock. Mandamari. No thinking power. Our village people are also like that. When both the sahibs in England and our own geographers have not referred to it, you cannot expect the poor cartographer. Who is cartographer? One who is making the map. That is called cartographer. One who is making maps. To remember to put it on map, can you? So if the English people and the geographical people do not mention Hosahalli into the map, how can our cartographers make it? And so there is not even the shadow of village in our map. That is why Hosahalli is not marked in our map. Since it is not in our map, you are unable to know about Hosahalli. Clear now? Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. Sorry. I was talking about Ranga's marriage. Now I am talking about my village and English people. Sorry, I want to come to the lesson. So in the next class, we will come to the lesson. Okay. Okay, thank you. Let me end the class.